Time to get ready for the Larry and Needles Show. Hey everybody, welcome to Larry and Needles Show. I'm Larry.
And I'm Needles.
Kiki's absent tonight.
Yeah, he's getting his schmeckle stretched out at the Asian massage parlor, probably. What the hell am I doing with my hat? That's pretty crazy. Man, I saw the biggest tranny today at the gas station.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. This dude was huge. Excuse me.
Which gas station? Locally around here?
Locally around here. And just covered in like the craziest tattoos. Mm-hmm. Had like this tranny symbol on the elbow. And then like what was like what the fuck was the one that like the male and female one, you know, like the Prince one?
Yeah,
like,
the arrow and then the one that looks like a little stick figure.
Yeah, but he had them like both intertwined together, so it was like the male and the female one.
Of course.
And it was, I mean, I'm serious.
Of course
this
he did.
motherfucker was like 6 inches. That's how big this dude was. In a dress.
Mm-hmm. Fishnets?
Crazy, no, just like a dress. Crazy hair. Like, just like long, but going bald.
Great.
Makeup, but it was like stringy. And then makeup and like these crazy, like,
So
50s glasses.
He wasn't hot.
Huh?
He didn't look hot.
I mean, am I describing something that sounds hot to you?
No, not at all.
I mean, he was twice my
Sounds
fucking
terrible.
size. He could easily fucking smash your schmeckle in one fucking squeeze, dude.
Well, there's a guy like that works at the local library right here up in town.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah, man.
Like,
Yeah.
total full on?
Full on. Transitioning.
Like blown transmission?
Oh, yeah, blown transmission. This motherfucker blew a head gasket.
Dude, I bet you he's doing that in the parking lot.
He's
Thank God the
blowing lots
police
of head
station's close
gaskets.
to there, so he can't do nothing nefarious there.
And it's funny because, okay, first of all, we found out about this cat through some lady that told my dad at church because she's disgusted by this fucking guy.
Well, I mean, you have reason to be.
And she works with the guy.
Okay.
But you can't say anything because it's, a city job, a local public job.
Well, you could say something.
Well, not without getting fired or
Well,
heavily.
I mean, unless...
Or you have to go to some classes like Michael Scott on The Office.
I've never seen it.
Well,
I don't, listen, why the fuck are we being forced to conform to this? It's an abomination, right? I think that's how I feel. Like, why the fuck? It's kind
and
of...
that's what this lady says to my dad. She's like, what the hell? I don't want to see this.
It's distressing to some people,
It
especially
is.
older people.
And so my
in
dad...
the library, come on.
Right.
I mean, that is like,
Right.
why always where there's children?
Exactly.
That's what it boils down to. Why the fuck do
And
you keep
that's
reading
where
to
they
kids?
just let it rip. They let it fly. It doesn't matter that there's kids there.
I don't. When did they assume? Or when did they compromise this woke agenda, which is completely just farcical and
Absolutely.
an abomination, like I already stated? Why do we have to be forced to deal with these people? Like, I don't know. All of a sudden, this shit just blew up in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
This isn't like it's been going on. I mean,
But it's going to end maybe now that Trump is in.
I don't know if it's gonna end.
Watch how Kamala fades into the background, how fast she disappears after she's done being vice president.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was talking to you and Mary about this. I feel bad for her, kind of. Like, she's up there, she's just I mean, I can't even come up with the word for it. She's just not even feasible of doing this job.
Not even close.
She can't complete sentences. She runs off a teleprompter, and somebody screams, Jesus is king, and she's like, you're at the wrong place. Like,
Yeah.
man, you went off a script for 2 seconds,
And
you
that's
just
what
lost.
you're saying.
Yeah, like the craziest shit ever.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
she's like your racist she aunt.
She is like the drunk aunt.
Like, when she
without
gets
a
behind the
fucking
door,
doubt.
she's like dropping fucking slurs and saying like the worst
She would be,
stuff.
that would be the drunk aunt, like when you're visiting your friend's family on a holiday, and she's your friend's drunk aunt that you'd end up banging. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. I don't even think she's a woman.
Well, I'm just saying if she was.
I know Mr. X and I kind of agree on this. But
Well, that's
doesn't
a
have
good
any
chance
kids.
she's not. Right.
she's married to this Jewish guy that really doesn't. I mean, the most odd relationship
Yeah,
ever. She
yeah.
kissed her husband with a mask on.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
And
craziest
this guy
thing?
is slapping bitches up, and he's fucking banging nannies and making them get abortions and shit.
Yeah, so
He's
I mean,
a fucking brutal guy.
and she's banging Willie Brown and
Yeah.
getting on her knees for
Well, it's
everybody
just
except
like my-
Jesus.
Right. It's like my story last week where, you know, once she makes it to president and she fucked her way to the top, what is she going to do? Well,
Kill everybody.
She didn't make it. She didn't make it.
That's how she has to
how-
sacrifice everybody. You know, she just got. I mean, no, she's already been doing that. But
Right.
whatever. You know, listen, the election, it's fake and gay and retarded. The whole thing. You know what?
Yeah.
We all gonna. Who are we gonna lose to? The tiny hats. They're in control of everything, and we all know this. And people, oh, it's low hanging fruit. This I'll piss off. That's when I look out my back window. That's what I see right now. So, but we're gonna keep on pushing. I mean, like you said, this agenda with this. I know the main thing is they got to stop with the children. That's the first
Absolutely.
thing. Like these fucking people. Why the fuck do they keep? Pardon my. Why do they keep on attacking children? Why are they reading this stuff? Why are they giving them this literature? We know who. You know, nobody ever asked what kind of books Hitler burned, did they?
No. They just say
and
all
then you
the
tell
books.
them. Then you tell them the truth, and they're like, "Ah, that's not real." But
Well, that's because, you know,
this has already happened once in
whoever
time.
writes the and here's the other thing. You imagine the
You didn't even
different.
finish your thought.
Well, whoever writes the history.
History
but
is written by
imagine-
the winners.
But no, but also imagine history is also written by whatever country you're learning it in. Like imagine the history class in Russia, or the history class in England, or the history class in whatever fucking country. It's not going to be the same bullshit propaganda that they tell us. It's going
Well-
to be their own bullshit propaganda.
Yeah, I mean, do you think about that? We don't get taught about the
I
Bolshevik
mean,
Revolution,
do you think
but
that
we get
it-
taught about the Holocaust.
Do you think that the Revolutionary War in the history books in England make us out to be the winner? And
I
the
don't
good
believe
guys?
any book that was produced by the Rothschilds or the
Absolutely.
Maxwells or any other agenda that was pushed by, anybody that was pushed onto us.
But you
because-
know that they're not getting the same history in their book.
Oh no, because these people were completely accused of being genocidal and committing a Holocaust. What did they do? They demeaned their leader and put him in a bad light because they couldn't tell the truth. And then people are still speaking up about the truth about the labor camps there, and they're imprisoning these people. And this is all factual. You can look it up. There was like a 90-something-year-old lady that just got thrown back in jail for talking about she was in one of the labor camps. And I'm just repeating what she was saying, that these labor camps were not as bad as they were making them out to be. And they threw her
It
in
doesn't
jail.
sound like fun, that's for sure.
What's that?
The labor camp.
Oh, man, you want me to make some good jokes right now? I don't know if we should go
I
that
don't know if they're going to
if
be.
we should
are
go
they
that
gonna
hard
be
into
really
it
good? Are they good jokes? People are going to laugh. I mean, are they good jokes?
I don't
where
know.
they're
We
sick?
got a bunch of hits last week because of our content. It was heavily Tiny Hat, so we'll try to stay away from that as much as we can
Yeah.
today and see if the numbers go up. But listen, it's all an agenda. This has already been run through time. Debauchery, satanic cabals, all this other stuff.
Hell yeah.
You know, they're push on us all this crazy shit and just see how much we'll
Absolutely.
take. You know, like we said, how come the trannies and the fucking
I mean,
the cross dressers and what's the other one? The burlesque ones. What are they? Drag shows.
Yeah.
How come they're always performing for kids? They're not
Yeah.
going to the fucking VFW hall. They're not going to the old folk home.
Yeah.
It's always kids tucking dollar bills and grown men shaking their junk in front of children. And pride.
Yeah.
Thank
And
God there's going to be no more fucking fag flag on the White House for the
That's
next
for
4
sure.
years. I
That's
can deal
great.
with that.
So can I.
You know, that's just one thing that's came out. But this guy's he's going to lie to us again, and he's going to be subversive, and he's just going to do the same. You know,
Nah,
what do
you
the
don't
Who
know
say?
that.
What do the Who say? Here comes the new boss,
Here's-
same as the old boss.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the same shit, man.
Yeah, well, you don't know.
Larry's
we'll
really
see.
itchy today. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, Larry's been riding the white horse.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, okay. You know when Larry laughs like that, he's lying to me. Look at him, that's his fucking tell. That's all right though. You want to hear something full? So
I'm
you
not.
know that the Russia or North Korea donated troops to help Russia
Nice.
fight the war.
Great.
Well, so they got out of North Korea.
And they just
And they got
took off.
internet, and now they're just wrecking their meat all the
Ah.
time. because
They
they
can't
never
concentrate
they
on-
never had internet.
They never saw so much porn.
Which is hilarious. Imagine you're in a war situation and this is the first time you find out about porn. It's like, now you want to survive just to get back to your fucking bunk. I don't know how much work they're doing there. But isn't it funny that North Korea goes to Russia to get the internet?
Well, also it's gonna make you want to defect.
To where?
'Cause well, anywhere, because you're not getting that porn in North Korea.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm assuming that when these guys fight, Putin's going to offer them a sweet-ass deal. If they could stop wrecking their meat for a minute. Put your wiener down and pick a gun up.
Yeah, but they still are gonna have to go back to North Korea if
Maybe
they
not.
survive. Well, I don't
Maybe
think
they
that
could pretend
guy's
they're
letting
dead.
people just go.
Who? Kim Jong-un?
Yeah.
And you know what? And they could be a security threat also for Russia. That's a duality of man right there.
And a security threat for
Anybody.
Yeah.
They're North Korean.
they'll probably have to kill those guys. The Russians will probably, and Kim Jong Un probably already knows this too. They're gonna have to kill these guys before they, instead of sending them back home, because of the things they learned about the Russians while they're there. What are you looking for?
My hat still, but that's fine. I just think that they've,
Yeah, it's
third world country technically, right? I mean, and then
too
what did you think was
dangerous
going to
send
happen?
them home, though.
Huh?
It's too dangerous for Russia to send them back home, though.
Well, it depends on. I mean, if they're out in the battle, if they're out on the front, they're not really learning that
Yeah,
much.
that's true.
And I mean, if these guys are already speaking Russian, he wouldn't just fucking let them in there for any reason. Putin ain't an idiot.
No.
Come on. These guys are heavily vetted, even though, granted, they got distracted by pornography immediately.
Well,
So
that's the same thing that happened to these African or whatever
I think
tribe.
that's been debunked, but
They
I
were
think we
like
talked about
waiting
this
in line
already.
to wreck their meat. To fucking,
Oh,
they had
man.
one computer in the town and they had to fucking
think that where
jack
they-
off in front of whoever.
isn't that the one where they said that
the grandma
Starlink,
sitting there.
or Starlink gave them the fucking,
Yeah.
they hooked them up with
Starlink gave them
Starlink
the ability to
connect to the
masturbate at
internet.
will.
Yeah, off the satelloons. But I just think it's funny as soon as these guys get fucking shipped off the war, they give
Wow.
them phones and shit.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's one. Why would you?
They never had any of that shit.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have
So imagine-
anything,
and
but
that's-
now here go wild. It's like those Amish kids that go wilding.
Springer?
Yeah, they go fucking nuts.
Well, but the
And,
majority of them actually come back. I think. I wonder.
Yeah, I think it's a
the
good amount come back.
Yeah, I think the numbers are.
I'll tell
pretty
you
crazy.
what, I wouldn't mind being an Amish at this point.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, that shit is, they had,
I mean,
they
minus
had it
the-
going on.
Minus the what do you call it? The incest.
Well, yeah.
But
we wouldn't be
allegedly-
committing any incest because I'd be new on the scene.
So all the men would
I
just have
could
their way with
impregnate
you.
any, huh?
All the men would have their way with you.
Yeah,
You gotta break in the new stud.
that's right.
But they're trying to raise your barn. But
I heard they could raise a barn fast.
I think their cancer rates, their autism rates, all
Nothing,
of their
it's nil.
they don't get shit lactose
I'd
intolerant,
be the most ill guy there.
diabetes,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But you got to live a pretty simple life. There's
None of them ever do cocaine or smoke weed or
Well, I don't know
take
about
fentanyl.
that. They had an Amish mafia.
Yeah, but was he fucking slanging dope? Or...
Yeah.
I thought he
they're
was
the
just
Amish mafia. They're not
I
just
thought he
slinging
was
cattle.
I thought he was just enforcing shit.
I thought they were hustling. But
Maybe,
I could be
maybe.
wrong. I don't know. Who knows? There's
I
got to
can't
be.
remember. I remember the show, but I don't remember any of the content right now.
Yeah, but no, those guys got the fucking life. I mean, I would love to live
They had a
without my
report.
phone.
They had a report to Levi, or he breaks some fucking.
No, I don't.
legs.
I've never seen the show.
Yeah, it was. I seen.
I just
an
read
episode
something
or
about
two.
it, about like they were getting busted selling drugs in Philly.
Oh, for real? Yeah, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
They
But-
didn't really show that on the show though. They didn't want to make him look like super gangster.
Well, I don't. So what is it? So, the Mennonites have electricity,
Electricity.
and the Amish don't have electricity, right?
Well, no, Mennonite is a faction of Amish.
But they have
There's
electricity.
Mennonite, and there's the other one is called.
I don't know that much about the Amish. Well, don't dwell on it too fucking long.
Yeah,
if you can't
it's,
remember that.
it's, you know,
So
it's
do
one
the
of them-
Mennonites get electricity then, or what?
I don't know which one
Okay.
gets them, but
I
one
know
of
that
them
there's-
has nothing, and
The
one of
Amish
them-
have nothing.
Yeah.
But I think to some extent
But
they
one
have
of them
something
could,
now.
well, like some of them will take a bus or something somewhere, or get a ride from somebody. But
As long as they're
some
not
of them
driving.
will only do the buggy, horse and buggy, you
Which is
know,
cool
like,
shit.
Yeah, and have nothing. They have like, you know, they're stripped down to nothing, and the other ones have electricity and stuff in their house, but I don't think
they
they're
still live
using
with
power tools and all that. You know,
I don't
They
know.
might
I mean,
be.
like I said, I don't know too fucking much about the Amish, but all I know is that they're a lot healthier than we are. And it's
Yeah.
because all the shit that they don't fucking eat, right?
yeah.
Um,
Which is weird because I saw a whole bunch of Amish. It was either in Indiana or Pennsylvania when we were on the road with the band once, and they were all at this huge rest stop, and it was a McDonald's, and they were all in line to get McDonald's. And we were just stopping to take a piss or something, but I wasn't going to eat any McDonald's, and they looked at me like, oh man, if looks could fucking kill.
yeah, they probably weren't too pleased with you. You're an outsider to them, but hey, whatever. Big
But
deal.
they were at the a truck stop at the McDonald's.
So, see how the
Wasn't
Hasids look
exactly-
at people? I mean, come on. Like you said, it fucking looks can kill. Dude, there's this new movie coming out for Christmas where Jack Black plays Satan.
Oh God.
And the basis is like this kid sends a letter to fucking Santa, but he spells it wrong. And he wakes up Satan, which is, I mean, I don't know.
So
I mean,
bad.
do we even have to go into symbolism and shit like that? Why you really, you know, like why are you predictive programming
bad.
children? Why do they do that? Not with the media, with trannies, you know,
So
fucking
bad.
the internet. Like
And
we
I'll
just
tell
talked
you,
about the trifecta
Just
right
so
there.
the people listening know, the town I live in is not exactly San Francisco or something where this tranny is, you know, greeting every little kid that comes in the library from all the local schools surrounding, and there's a lot of fucking kids and shit.
The tranny is greeting everybody.
Yeah, he works at the library.
The front desk.
Yeah, he's all over the place, but yeah, he works at the front desk. Everybody kind of multitasks, you know what I mean?
Well, this guy, he's a switch hitter.
He's really multitasking.
Fucking A. Yeah, I don't. So getting like, why? It's like, what is the need? Like Hollywood hasn't made a good movie. I don't give a fuck about
a long
Hollywood
time.
at all. I really don't. I don't watch. You know what I mean? I watch old school movies and shit like that. I still understand
And you wanna
the
know
veracity
something
of those
else?
people. Also,
A lot of great movies that we think were new movies that we saw as kids for the first
no, they're all
time.
remakes and
Yeah,
shit.
they're remakes from like even Scarface is a remake of an old black
Al
and white.
Capone, well,
Yeah, you
based on
know?
Al Capone, but with not.
They
Jimmy
just
Durant,
switched
but-
it to cocaine from booze, you
Yeah.
know. But I mean, Scarface was Al Capone.
Yeah.
That was
It's all
his
based on
nickname.
something. I mean, listen, but why with all this symbolism all of a sudden, especially with the whole thing that's going on with the fucking diddler?
Right.
It's like, isn't that weird? Like,
Yeah.
we know there's a huge pedo ring, and you're making a movie about Satan
yeah.
around
On
Christmas.
Christmas.
Not on Christmas,
Well,
but around
you know,
Christmas.
for Christmas season.
Yeah, fucking. Why though? What is your objective here? You know, to push you further away from God. I mean, that's the easy thing. It's like, who the hell
Yeah.
greenlights this shit? You know,
It's
like-
crazy. It's
and
really
people,
weird.
and obviously Jack Black's Jewish.
Obviously.
Yes, it's fucking.
And
His
a lot
parents
of the
work for
people-
NASA.
And a lot of the people that have nothing to do on Christmas will go see it. If
yeah, but
know
you heard
what
he
I
said
mean.
his parents work for NASA.
Oh, I did
Or
not.
one
know
of them
that.
worked for NASA. I should have put this by, but
The biggest money laundering operation ever invented by the government.
oh yeah, $65 billion, crazy. And what do they do? Nothing.
Speaking of billions of dollars, and they want to send real quick some money to Ukraine, you know, before Trump gets in,
Yeah, it's like 6 to 8 billion.
so they can get their kickback. You know,
well, their
of
last
course.
one.
And how about the $20 million missing from Camel Toes
Well, I mean, come on. I don't.
operation?
that's-
That's pretty funny, though.
Well, but you get, you know, I mean, we really want to talk politics. It's just more
No,
about
I'm just
money
saying,
and
you know,
misspending.
it's just
Well, no, I'm not
funny.
saying that. Like, oh, get into it from the money aspect and
you
the
fuck up
misspending.
that, you hit $1 billion, and you can't.
I mean, think about that. If you had $1 billion, which is so funny that you should
It's
be
a lot of fucking money.
you should be capped off. That money could have been used to fucking help these people in North Carolina, fucking good Americans, where they're, saying all the numbers are down. They're downplaying all of this shit. How many people died?
Like 20 million in the hole because you're paying people like Beyonce and J Lo and.
That should be her nickname, $20 million hole. Because that's all she really is, man. I mean, but you know what?
That's
Listen,
it.
people got
The
kickbacks,
$20
people got
million
paid,
hole.
people got greased. Like, the whole thing is like, it's just how frivolous, how like the money doesn't mean to these people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like people
Well, they
are
didn't
fucking
work for any of it.
people are literally dying in this country.
Right.
Because of drugs that they let bring in, and because of
Absolutely.
fucking the stupid shots that everybody took, and your main objective is to try to blow through $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because that was their objective.
And she did it.
Yeah. So
And,
now who
and
paid
then
it?
some. That's the funny part, though. It's like, you think you'd have a hard time spending $1 billion.
Now when you got an idiot on the podium,
Yeah.
you got to throw money at every, bad
a
situation.
lot of
You throw
money.
money at it. Well, I
The
couldn't even
best
fathom
was though
it.
I liked what's her name, the one that has the wet ass pussy song.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
Fuck. Oh, Cardi B. Hey, she told me to my face.
What is that? Your Puerto Rican
She
accent?
she
Okay.
told me in my
I like it.
face that she was gonna stop the price gouging, and so she better do it if she told me to my face.
She sounds like Scarface.
It was so
now.
funny. Yeah, it was so funny because she's up there making a speech.
Oh, wait a minute. This was on stage?
This
Oh,
was
cool.
on TV on stage.
Oh, I did hear something that her teleprompter went out and she didn't
Yes,
know what
it
to
was
do.
great.
Like she froze.
And then she was like, "Okay."
Well,
she's
she already
going,
sold her soul
"Give
to
me
the
some
devil."
Patience.
She was accused of rape, of like drugging men and
Oh,
robbing
yeah,
them.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is the kind of people you're associating
Yeah.
with.
You got to hear the song "Wet Ass Pussy."
No, I
It's
don't. I really don't
ridiculous.
want to ever hear it in my life.
I'm just saying.
Why would
this
I
is
want to
gonna
listen
be
to
the
a
person,
song that has no appeal?
But it's almost obvious that they tried to lose.
I don't know about that. I think they were trying to garner a following with a certain type of people. I know that they were bringing people in, and then they were like, they had like the what do you call
It's
it? The
so
Queen
ghetto.
Satanist bee.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Beyonce.
Yeah, she was like doing a sound check so everybody could hear it, and then everybody went in and she just made a speech and then didn't sing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, totally deceptive, totally
Yeah,
deviant.
deceiver.
Yeah, you
she's
don't-
a deceiver.
She's just an idiot. Like I said, I feel bad for her, just like a little
Yeah.
bit, because I couldn't go up
Who do
there
you
and just
feel bad
bolt.
for? Bay?
No,
or
fucking camel toe. Yeah, because imagine having to go up there and just lie.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be the most difficult thing
Yeah.
to do in the world, is like, you better get up there and you better fucking lie. But I don't want to.
But you have to.
Yeah, this is what we're trying. We're making you this person.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about with our mom with that MK Ultra shit and
It's
Monarch.
amazing. It's amazing.
Uh,
She really. Could
she's
you
just a weird
imagine if
person.
she won though? How really
Oh, we'd be
dumb
screwed.
she is.
Yeah, no, we'd be screwed. She's just a puppet.
I mean, I
Another
hate to
puppet
say
for the
that about
neocons
somebody.
and
I don't like
globalists
to say
and
people
tiny
are
hats.
dumb.
Huh?
I don't like to say people are dumb.
Well, Mary thinks she was acting like that. I don't think she was acting like that, because she should get the Hollywood's highest pedophile award for that. The Golden Baby.
Speaking of Golden Baby, I got to say, Spalding is still 2 weeks off of house arrest. So he's
out committing a crime
been
right now. That's why
I
he's
don't
not
know where he
here.
is right now.
Exactly.
But he's been a good boy. So
Yeah, I don't know
far.
about that. If you don't know where he's at, he's got sticky fingers. And that's not from the hot Cheetos. But no, I mean, like I said, I think that. But getting back to that whole Satan thing that they're trying to push, just like with the transgender shit, like, why do you have to show kids this? Why is this such a big agenda? You can't make a damn
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah,
Like,
and
you
it's
really
almost
can't come out with something good.
And I'm sure Senior Woofer's seen it. Was Monsters Inc. Have you ever seen this one?
Yeah.
Where they got to scare the children. And
Yeah, like adrenochrome.
exactly. It's so crazy, man.
It's all symbolism.
Yeah.
It really, in children's movies especially. I mean,
That
there's-
one was made for the people that drink adrenochrome, though, for their enjoyment.
or for their kids. I like the movie.
Yeah, the movie's
think it's
great,
cool,
but
man.
once
I
you
get
know what
into
it's about,
cartoons.
it's a little bit freaky.
Yeah, but once you know what everything's about, it's a little freaky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing from being a child to being an adult. Like, once you do, because not everybody can comprehend. Like, we have a friend that really can't comprehend some things that we say,
Right.
you know? And sometimes it's just easier to back off and let them figure it out on their own, you know? But other people are more than willing to open their minds. But then once you see something, it's like, oh, I'm an adult now. This stuff, they're scaring these kids
Right.
to get a reaction out of them for this machine that, you know, that basically harnesses their energy. So it's all symbolism. Right. It's all fucking right in front of our faces. Like,
it's a weird one though.
What's that?
It's a weird one.
Well,
though,
I mean, there's a lot of fucking.
Adrenochrome,
there's a lot of weird movies.
And what are they collecting? Their fear or their tears or something?
Their scaredness or something like that. I can't remember offhand. I just don't remember.
But they're definitely harvesting something from the children on that one.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
It's like we said. It's just the fucking, what do you call it? The symbolism, how they give to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for these people that said they were going to leave.
Yeah.
I really am. Like, I'm not going to read the whole list out, but
the best though is Whoopi. They had to shut off their
messaging
at the
and stuff.
View.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, when's Whoopi leaving? Bye, Whoopi. When's she leaving? And she
well,
leave?
The best is Bono. He's going to drive off a cliff.
Yeah.
Now, that is pretty cool.
He should be on suicide
That's
watch.
like some James Dean shit. If you're going to do that, he would be smart. Videotape it and then let his family sell the rights to it, and then we could pay for it.
Yeah. And then he could. He's
a fucking potato monkey, anyways.
He could pay for the immigrants with the money.
He's not even a citizen. So get the fuck out of here. It's like come on, me going to Russia and being like, if they elect Putin, I'm leaving. They're like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
By him killing himself, he could feed 100 immigrant families for a week.
Off of what? Oh, the proceeds from the proceeds from the movies and all the shit like that. Well, I mean, people love a good public execution. That's been done since the beginning of time.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
they love it.
At least generate some revenue off. If they're making movies about Satan, I mean, we have all this other shit right at our fingertips. You go on Twitter, you see death 50, 60 times, and you're in the first 5 minutes of when you're scrolling.
Yeah.
So all they do is acclimate it to us, and then desensitize us, and then they just keep on doing the same bullshit over and over.
Besides
it's the same game plan.
Yeah, besides all the people blowing a head gasket on CNN and MSNBC and all those things.
Oh, because they're dummy lost?
Anyone like Hillary or anybody like that come forward and said anything about Trump? I have
no clue.
Me either.
I mean, listen, the guy went to fucking what's-her-nuts wedding, fucking Chelsea's wedding.
Right.
So these people were buddy at one point in time, which is the craziest thing. Like, everybody used to kiss this guy's ass.
Absolutely.
And now you're fucking persona non grata.
He was Donald.
And
right.
What's that?
He was Donald Trump.
Oh, he still is Donald Trump. But so it's just crazy how people will turn on you.
Yeah, it's
like,
terrible.
There is no more loyalty in this country for anything.
No.
There's no loyalty for money, God, your neighbor, your family.
Yeah.
People are fucking more than willing to just turn on a dime for you for some stupid fake gay election and all this country bullshit. Yeah. They're all trying to rob us. They're all trying to steal from us. Shit's never going to get done the way it is. Their agendas that they spew are never going to happen.
Exactly.
The first, the first thing you got to do is Epstein fucking files, Diddy files, shut the border down, and get these motherfuckers.
Should happen like.
Well, I'm just saying.
We'll know right away. We'll know right away.
If we don't, they'll drag on them again. Release the 9/11 shit. Release fucking space stuff.
Yeah.
All of it. People are fucking ready to handle this shit. The time is now.
Absolutely.
Quit fucking holding the truth from us. It's getting fucking boring, It's like, all of a sudden, like you do a little bit of research into something and you're like, oh, fuck, this is fucking true. Here's accounts of it from this and that. But then we go back 1,000 years, 2,000 years. They won't let us know what's going on.
No.
Like,
and
they
people
won't
were much more advanced and had much more...
Lataria.
They had, maybe electricity, some sort of power. some sort of vehicles.
Well, it's out of the
They
ether
don't want
too.
us to know that, you know.
Well, it's not that they don't want us to know it. It's they want to capitalize on it. They don't want free energy. They want to charge you for it.
But
they
they
want to
had-
charge you for fucking everything.
Right.
You know, they don't want you to live a normal life, which we're never going to get back to a normal life. Like, we lived through the greatest times. We definitely did. You know, we
I
fucking...
wonder.
No phones. No cell
Yeah,
phones. No
yeah.
computers. Fucking just enjoy... Everybody was healthy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that
But
was
I
the
think
best...
the greatest times were back in the day.
I'm
like-
saying in my life, we
Yeah,
lived
yeah,
through the greatest
yeah,
times
yeah.
in my lifetime compared to how it is now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what it was like, you know.
But imagine the people in like 1880,
Fuck that.
1890. No, you know what? It was a lot more advanced than like Gunsmoke and TV shows of westerns that they show you.
Fucking outhouses and shit.
Those are people that are out on the wild frontier. If you lived in New York and stuff and Philadelphia back then, it was beautiful.
The city.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, just like
it
with
was
the World's Fair
wonderful.
and shit like that, they built all those buildings. There's actual pictures of these, like the capitals and stuff being built.
It was
early
great.
1800s and shit. Or I might be wrong with that, but maybe early 1800s. That was George Washington, right? Yeah.
They had everything, man.
Something like that.
Streetwalkers.
Huh?
Bars.
I don't know why you had to say hookers first, but okay. And that doesn't sound like an advanced civilization. Hookers and bars? That sounds
Well,
like
I'm
the
just
lowest
saying, it was a
fucking
pretty-
form. I mean,
Well, they had
that's
some-
that's your
they had something
technology.
for
You're like,
everybody.
man, they were so great with technology. They were so advanced. They had hookers and bars. You couldn't
you
come
know,
up with
and they had
anything
other
else.
things,
Horses.
Yeah, and they had other things too inside their house.
I understand that. I'm talking. I'm just busting your balls about the Wild West, though. You could have said the cities, but I don't. I know I've seen like pictures of like inventions where they were using like wires and shit to like pick signals up and stuff, and they would put like mercury in these orbs, and it would spin around and it would create like an energy force field sort of. And everybody could use the lights came on off of that. I need
That's
to
cool.
read a little bit more into that. But how about they want to redo the fucking World's Fair?
Yeah,
250
yeah, I heard
years,
about
man.
that.
I don't know, man. That's kind of it's a real weird subject. I think it is the
Yeah,
World's Fair just because they
absolutely.
built those exorbitant, beautiful buildings that were for temporary occupancy, and then they
Yeah.
just destroyed them out of nowhere. Granted, there's still some more. There's a couple down. There's like by Wicker or by Humboldt Park.
And they all seem to tie in with the great fire story that is in every major city.
Oh, a cow kicked over a fucking
Yeah,
Miss
Mrs.
Wa-
O'Leary's
yeah.
cow. That's the Chicago one, but there's one in,
every city.
yeah,
There always is. Huge San Francisco. I mean,
Detroit.
it's
Ontario, New York.
And then-
Everything burnt down at one time or
No, and then
another.
it's even funny when you look at like China compared to us. Like the buildings that they build. Like fucking Japan.
Yeah.
Nagasaki was technically bombed, air quotes, with the nuclear weapon.
Right.
And then now all of a sudden, and here in Hiroshima,
There's no nuclear.
no fallout, there's no half-life. People are living there. I know they say, oh, they got rid of the dirt and they did all this and they did all that. I'm like, okay, but what we've been taught in schools comparative to what's going on. I mean, Detroit's worse than the place that supposedly got bombed with a nuclear weapon.
Right.
San Francisco's worse, It's like the technology that these people have, how they surpass us is
Absolutely.
amazing. Granted, they have a lot more people, but that all goes back to your thing about how advanced were we 1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
How advanced were we 2,000 years ago? If they're doing this right now, they're like in the future, and we're technically in the past.
Right.
They have completely surpassed us in what they can
architecture and buildings, like some of those old buildings, like in D.C. or somewhere you look, and why are the doors,
Huge.
25 feet tall?
do. How come there's mud covering half of the windows on the bottom floor?
Right.
How deep does that shit go?
Right.
But you'll never know, and that's the thing that you always have to wonder about. And the Hibbler's movie was great about that.
Yeah.
But that's why you just got to keep asking questions, right? And you got to keep researching and not let the dummy box and the fucking cell phone and all this shit read books and stuff, even though that shit's been manipulated. But
Yeah.
I mean, everything's heavily edited to make us, to dumb us down. Food to dumb us down. Water to dumb us down.
Yeah, now you think RFK will do anything with the food?
I don't
water
know.
or anything?
I don't know, man. Listen, I don't fucking know. All I know is you make promises, you try to keep them, or
Yeah.
you do keep them. Not even try.
You have to.
But if you
It's
can't,
a promise.
if you can't do that, then why the fuck are you gonna, Granted, things will change. Things always change for the better, for the worse.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Usually.
Anything could fucking happen with they
Not for
could
the
do a
better.
fucking dirty bomb, terrorist attack. Something where the CIA comes in and 5 Israelis start dancing again.
Yeah.
There's no.
Click on that 5G.
Yeah, look up Dancing Israelis if you've never seen it. It's pretty amazing. Those guys are really good dancers.
They are.
But,
And they'll dance anywhere.
Oh, no, they like to dance in one spot. Right in front of the World Trade, right across from the river from the World Trade Center. And for some reason, they like to videotape them dancing, too. But it always, it always comes back. It's fucking full circle. It's cyclical. Everything we know is... we have history books that are to somewhat extent right. We have... Oh, can I hit that?
You think they're right?
Well,
Here, go
I
ahead.
know that things that are probably written in the last 50 years are right. How long?
You don't need a lighter, man.
How old I've been alive, and then people are fact checking other things within the next 50 years. So
Yeah. But you hope that the fact checkers are working for the right side.
well, that's
what
what's
I'm
good
saying?
about the with the internet is one guy sparks a fire under another guy's ass, and then another guy's ass, and they all. Excuse me.
And then everybody looks.
Well, and then they all
Everybody-
add to it.
Yeah, but
people do. That's the one thing about. But
you
you
hope
have to.
the information is good, like.
Well, you have to discern what information is good and bad. But if you keep looking something up and it keeps coming up with the same answers, and if you look at different sources about shit, then you're
right.
going to obviously find this. It's not that difficult. It's not like the old days when we would get a set of fucking encyclopedias.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And you just have
do I remember
an
that?
encyclopedia, just have this thing written in it. And there was no way you'd read another book that was written by fucking Robert Maxwell's company, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad,
Right.
and Rockefellers, and I can't remember the other
You'd have
one.
your
but-
encyclopedia.
They would all match.
Britannica, and then you'd have your world book.
yeah, they would all,
You'd have
everything
your-
would coincide with each
Sure,
other. There
sure.
was no,
There were guys that made a living going around selling whole sets of those. To
well, yeah,
parents.
but they were all written by the same publisher. So it wasn't like one book was different than the next. They had a different opinion or a different point of view.
All right.
All three
They
of them
matched.
matched up. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, so read this book and then read this book and then read this book, and then if you look it up in the encyclopedia, unless you go to like microfiche and shit, that's old school. But
Right.
that's for articles, and they did have the newspaper. But
Well, that's where you're going to find out about things is local reporters. They
Well-
report on things that before the days that everything was owned, when everything was still independent in the 1800s, in the early 1900s,
I
but
get your
mostly
point.
in the 1800s, and you could find out real, true stories about history and actually what was going on before someone was going, hey, don't write that.
well, before some people,
Like when they found a giant skeleton of a man that's 12 feet tall and another skeleton of someone that's
some sort of
9
Nephilim
feet
giant.
tall, right? And they print it in the newspaper, and no one said, hey, you can't tell everyone about that.
Well, and then they switched it to dinosaur bones.
Now
Now
that's
that's
what
what they did. Like they actually said, "Oh, look at." So now we've had these real stories of all these big bones, and they're dinosaur bones because we've never dug up a whole dinosaur skeleton before,
Right,
and the bones were radioactive, so none of them were on display in museums.
right. That's why the one in the
Sioux.
Chicago, yeah,
The T-Rex.
it's got that thick black paint on it because the bones are radioactive, and what's that from?
Yeah, because I always think about that because Senor Woofers likes dinosaurs and shit, and I look at them and I'm like, how the hell is this dinosaur gonna mate with this dinosaur? Imagine two T-Rexes trying to fuck, because all we've been taught in our lives is T-Rexes are the most dangerous thing.
Yeah,
And now all of a sudden they're compassionate and caring and they're having children. It's
Well, and the other, yeah, right.
It
And the
just
other
seems
thing is
so
they laid
farcical.
eggs, right? Or no, the kids were born
I
live.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's just.
But then they also would show us on something like Ancient Aliens,
Like-
where they have a person on a piece of pottery, like a painting or an inlay of a person with a dinosaur, or a person riding a dinosaur. And so they're like, huh, well, maybe dinosaurs were on the earth when men were on the earth, too. It wasn't...
So were humans fucking dinosaurs? And
wasn't
how are they
so-
reproducing? You know what a stegosaurus is?
Yeah.
It's that animal
Yeah.
that's like this, and
With
it's
the
got spikes.
spikes
And
all
yeah.
over.
Okay, so then how do two stegosauruses fuck?
I don't know, how does two porcupines fuck?
Well, obviously they do because I've seen porcupines. I've seen porcupine babies.
Yeah.
So I know, but I've never seen dinosaurs or you know what I
Well,
mean?
they
Like,
always lead you to imagine. When I was a little kid, I was really
space.
in, like
Brought to you by Pfizer.
When I was like 7 or 8 years old, I loved dinosaurs too, and I always was led to believe they were hatched out of eggs. So now, doesn't the female automatically lay eggs, and then the male has to do something, jizz on them or something to make
I
them?
don't know. What the fuck do I
I
look
don't know.
like?
How does chicken eggs work?
I think they have sex.
They need a rooster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jesus, man. We are retarded. So fucking
Well, I didn't
retarded.
fucking grow up on the farm or
I
nothing.
didn't either. But you just blew my mind there because I wasn't even thinking. Yes, Larry, the rooster fucks the hens. There you go. Thank you for dumbing me down. Now let's get back. How did we get to talking about stegosauruses and you start talking about chickens?
Well, no, because chickens are kind of like they say birds are dinosaurs,
Alligators.
the leftover thing. Yeah, and the alligators. So I mean, those things are vicious. But how do alligators have babies? Are
They
the
fuck.
babies born live?
I don't know, man. No, those are eggs actually.
They are.
Yeah, those are
Okay.
eggs too. I've
Okay.
seen that shit. on
And
the
then they
internet.
also say a lot of those dinosaurs, like a raptor and whatnot, didn't have scales and shit. He had maybe feathers and stuff.
I mean,
It
dude,
was like a big.
I've
big-
never seen a dinosaur.
Me either.
So I don't know what to believe. All I know is that shit sounds like the fucking crude oil comes from dinosaur bones.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
That's bullshit.
Crushed up. So that's why we don't find full dinosaurs because they're compressed into oil.
Right.
It's like, all right, man. I've dug 50 foot in the ground before, and just like a lot, and it's
Couldn't find anything.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you're digging for dinosaur bones and when they do these things, like,
Sure.
it's a fucking area. I know how big a 50-foot area, it's huge, so it's
Yeah.
like you think you would find full intact
50
bones.
foot, 50, yeah.
So
Well, they do.
you
Like
find
in
one.
Russia, they found a couple of mastodons or mammoths, woolly mammoths or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of them was frozen solid in the
That's plausible.
permafrost, and they got him out. And
Yeah, that's plausible. I don't know.
they had to
Dinosaurs.
rush him to the
It's
thing. They had to
just
keep him cold and stuff.
More fake and gay shit. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like you never know what the fuck they're telling you. Dinosaurs are fucking real. Space is fucking
Right.
real. Fucking trannies are real.
Absolutely.
At least you can see trannies. Not in a
Yeah.
good light, but that's all right though.
I believe that
What's that?
the tranny part.
Yeah, but they always tell it like you said. History's written by the winners, and it doesn't really shine a light on anything good in
No.
this country.
Because in the Russian books,
Mm-hmm.
they're not the bad guy. They're the good guy. It's great. They're
Well,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But in our history books, of course, we're the great ones. So obviously, that's not the way it actually is.
No. I
Yeah.
mean, I've read a couple books on, fucking Dulles and the OSS and shit like that. And let me tell you, these guys were heartless bastards.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to take a country over, they would take a country over.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
Not a thought.
No, not at all. Then they were playing both sides. But like you were saying with the books being written by, the school books and
Yeah.
shit, it's got to be. I would actually like to get my hands on some of those. That would sound pretty
Some
cool.
old
to see.
school books?
Yeah, to see what they say.
I
'cause
might have some.
They might
around
in
here.
those EU countries. They might have something completely
Oh, man.
different.
You know what?
Hmm.
I wish I was into this shit back in the day because I could have went to I went to used bookstores in Poland and Germany and But I wasn't thinking school books and stuff.
Yeah,
you know? I
well,
was
now
thinking
in
other
hindsight,
shit.
yeah, we could probably
Yeah,
find that
too
shit.
bad though, because I would get some from
you
there.
could probably
and
find
then,
them on eBay and shit. It's
and
not
then
that
at
big of a
garage
deal.
sales around here, buy some other school books of the school books we had, and start reading.
Well, I see the shit
Although-
that's in your woofers gets, and it's just like you think it would be. There's not a lot of shit they talk about in there.
Yeah.
It's more like his aren't.
Concepts
Well, like his aren't like it's
in
like
detail.
well, it's more like classes right now. They're not really. They don't talk about fucking. They haven't gotten to space and shit yet. They haven't got. You know what I mean? Like, it's more like technical shit. What's that called? Not technical, but crap, I forgot. It's like the basics, basically what they're teaching them to learn. So, hopefully it's good. I know it's none of that fucking gay shit though. So.
Why? Because you interviewed all the teachers and
Well,
shit?
I went to curriculum night and went
Yeah.
over it, so you got to do that shit. That's
There's no after school fruitcake class or anything.
no,
Well, you know, some of these teachers.
no.
do
You
sneaky
don't stay
shit.
after school for the fruitcake class. I don't know if it's there.
Like
but
Tim
I
Waltz had
don't think
that
it's
going on, you know.
Yeah, but this
I know
is
the kids were a little older, but
this is how old? That's a different time too. Now I think more people. Some people are more hip, and especially the area that it's in, they don't mess around with that shit.
right,
Like it's not like it's you know what I mean.
yeah.
They're not compromised people. So, shit.
Absolutely.
Well, a lot of people are right now.
Sure.
There's this new German resolution. They're going to strip citizenship over Israeli criticism.
Yeah, I saw something about
Yeah, I
that.
sent it to you, the thing
Could-
just to look at, but
Yeah, could you? Well, maybe that's where I saw it. I did look at it.
yeah.
How about that? Now, could you imagine that?
No, I can't. That's why I held the article.
It's in. Here's the thing about Germany: they're always super, super liberal, and super sorry and super apologetic for what happened with Hitler. Okay,
Okay.
so
Who is?
Germany, the people is like
They're sympathetic to Hitler?
no.
The
no.
opposite.
They're very sorry. And
Oh, for what they did. They're
Yeah, they got a
apologetic to
heavy
other
guilt.
countries.
Right,
Yes.
they got a
Okay.
heavy guilt
Yes.
complex.
Now we're on the same page.
Yeah,
okay.
they got a heavy guilt complex.
Well, because they've been
going.
pushed into thinking that.
So they've been racially very, very liberal ever since then. So they are.
That's more
like,
propaganda
they were
right there.
Right, and they were politically correct before we even knew what politically correct meant. You know, so
Well, Germany was the European. They were the whipping post of fucking the whipping
So-
boy. I mean, of the whole.
I could see them
shenanigans
going
that was
overboard
going-
with this, but it's like, damn, you don't have they
Dude,
they
they're gonna
don't have
revoke-
freedom of speech.
They're gonna revoke your citizenship if you're a fucking citizen. What are you fucking crazy? That is the craziest thing I ever heard. Also, they fucking do
That's terrible.
bans on pro-Palestinian organizations, punish in most severe ways by revoking citizenship, classify criticism of Israel as anti-Semitic and a penalized offense.
Wow.
So now freedom of speech is just thrown out the window, all
Man.
because of one religion. That's like what, 2 to 3% of the population.
I've
That's
seen,
how much control they have.
wow. I've seen the thing where they have this mind fucker going on in the middle of the square in Berlin, where it's these concrete slabs about the size each one of a person,
Mm-hmm.
except some of them are 2 feet tall, some of them are 4 feet tall, some of them are 5, and they're staggered throughout a whole park, and it takes up a whole park, man. And it's supposed to represent the,
No, I don't.
massacred Jews and other people that were massacred by Hitler.
So it's like a what do you call it? Fuck, man. Like
a memorial.
It's a memorial, but it's not a graveyard. It's a memorial.
No, it's not a graveyard. It's just the concrete. There's no bodies actually.
Oh,
there.
so it just symbolizes
It
each body
symbolizes
that.
them,
Okay.
yeah, and some of them are stacked higher and some of them lower. So, obviously there's not
Well, I
6
mean,
million
fuck, man.
slabs there, but
Yeah, we have our own memorials like that, obviously.
this is very intrusive and depressing, and it's
Well,
fucked up, man. And
somber. That's what it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. It's supposed to get a rise out of you. It's supposed to
so these
bring
people
an
have
emotion.
a lot of guilt all the time.
Who does? Oh yeah, because
the
they're
younger,
constantly
more
reminded.
liberal kids, like
Yeah.
a lot of them would tell me when we'd be on tour, "Oh, my grandparents were Nazis and blah blah blah," and they were like, very ashamed of it and stuff.
Well, okay.
Like,
Yeah,
so
I know. You just said that.
as woke and as liberal as the most woke people are around here, they've been doing that much longer.
Yeah.
The woke thing.
They've been invoking emotion in these
Yeah,
people and getting and oppressing them, basically.
Basically.
So here, this is what you did to us. Now this is what we're going to do to you. I know they're still paying them reparations for the Holocaust,
and that's why
and and I know that they import arms to them or export arms to them.
And I also know that if you
Import,
did
export,
Hitler-type
sorry.
jokes or things like that, or joked about it
What?
in the bars or in the pubs, that was like a heavy offense. It was forbidden. You can go
Like
you can
doing the
get-
Bill Bellamy salute?
Yeah, you can get in trouble.
Oh, wow.
You could, in
Well,
Germany, they actually would want to come down on you.
I understand that.
It
And I
was
completely
weird.
know what you're talking about, but it's
So
like
they don't have the freedoms that we have.
Well, I
that
don't know
They
if-
want to take from us.
I mean, who knows if that would have happened here, if we would have the freedoms that they have, but at the same time, it's all under false pretense. I completely think that what ensued after this certain person did something to these people, I think that they're shaming, guilting, and using this against us as weaponry.
Sure.
They've weaponized the feelings that ensue when you think about this mass genocide or Holocaust.
Yes, they do this. They always say don't let a big what do they say, catastrophe go to waste.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
milk it. And if
Well-
it's big enough and good enough, it'll or
Man,
bad
how we
enough.
got on this as usual. Thanks, Larry.
But that's that.
Yeah, we could finish. What time are we at?
51 minutes.
Oh man. Always ends up there.
I'm really glad that Spalding is still. I mean, like I said, you said, I don't know where he is right now, but
Yeah, I mean,
he should be. He's kind of young to be out at this time.
yeah. All right, then you know what? We might as well fucking finish with this because this is always so far. 318 backed candidates have won their elections from APAC.
Wow.
318 candidates.
100%, I believe.
No, that was I think that was the elections they won, but this was different. This
Okay.
is earlier, so 318 candidates right now
That's
are
pretty
foreign
great.
agents in our government.
That's great.
But or they say backed, but who knows what the majority of are actually. So, actually,
That's crazy.
what's that?
Oh,
We can close on this though. This is actually better. So, removing slavery was on the ballot in California.
yeah.
It literally had no opposition campaign at all, and it still lost. So, shout out to California, where slavery is still on the bill.
It's still legal?
Well, the thing is that, but so basically, it won by 54% to 45%, which is pretty funny, minus a couple tenths of a percentage point. Basically, it's like indentured servitude and prisoners. It has a lot to do with prisoners.
Sure.
But what do you call it? Oh, shit. Man, I gotta find it really quick.
That's
But
great.
basically, it just says that, that about working the prisoners, fuck, man. I can't
Making them do hard slave
There
labor
we
or
go.
something.
What's that?
Making them do labor.
So, allows jails and prisons to impose involuntary servitude, so to punish a crime. So basically, the wording was slavery,
Right.
but it was indentured, or what do you call it? So it's all
Indentured
about
servitude.
yeah, it's all about prisoners and shit. So yes means involuntary servitude would not be allowed as punishment for crime. state prisons would not be allowed to discipline people in prison who refuse to work. A no vote on this measure means involuntary servitude would continue to be allowed as punishment for crime. And that's it. So the funny thing is that the way that they describe it in the first one compared to the second one,
Right.
which is they can't be like, like allowed you to be disciplined
As a slave.
yeah, or not even, but it's what do you call it? So yeah, so basically, we talked about it. How I think that California is like crazy what they just voted on for crime.
How about those old movies?
306 or
They
306.
would show the guys chained together,
Oh,
breaking
yeah, the
rocks
chain
and
gang.
things, yeah, or doing a road or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
They made them do that shit.
Yeah,
Like on Cool Hand Luke, weren't they making roads or building a road?
shaking the branch, boss.
Right?
Yeah.
Weren't they making a road?
Yeah, they were making a road.
You know, they made them do shit like that. A lot of our
Well, that's what they
shit
were-
was built on slave labor, but it wasn't slave labor by the slaves in the South back then. Those people were relegated to the work on the plantations. The slave labor was the people that were in jail and in prison, and they would take those motherfuckers out at gunpoint and make them do work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the fucking. I mean, that's what they're there for, right? But now,
Yeah, they
now
fucked
you
up.
can't.
Yeah, well, they fucked up to get themselves there.
Yeah, but at the same time, you could keep an eye on these guys. You had horses, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like there wasn't really. It's not like it is now, where you could completely. Guys are getting cell phones in prison,
Right.
and they can all collaborate together, get a ride,
All
do
of a
this
sudden,
bullshit. Yeah. Well, that's all right, you know.
They're working on
Another-
the
'cause
highway.
another
and someone
cop got
pulls
murdered
up
in
and picks them
Chicago.
up and they take off.
Yeah, another cop got murdered in Chicago,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
This guy, what the hell is his name, man? These fucking people.
And these Jews getting beat up is not cool either, man.
Where's that at?
In Amsterdam, and then there was a couple kids in Chicago.
Wait a second. Did you see what was happening in Amsterdam?
Tell me.
Well, no, you tell me what you heard.
No, I don't know.
And where did you get it from?
From Mary.
So you don't know anything about
yeah,
this-
they're attacking people.
So you don't know anything about this story, and you're just gonna come out here and say,
I knew that you'd know.
"Oh, okay, Larry." So on video, these guys. So there was a soccer game in the Netherlands,
Okay.
and the Jewish team. I don't know if they won or lost. I just saw some videos of other stuff. I didn't see. I saw the game too. At the game, they had like a moment of silence for Spain for all the floods, and they were going crazy. Like everybody was silent except them. So now everybody's got bad blood because the
Jewish team?
Yeah, because the Jewish team was playing another. I can't remember who, but there's another game they're playing also. So then, I think they win. They leave the stadium. They start tearing down Palestinian flags. They start fighting with other people. They attack a cab driver.
The soccer players?
No, the
The
fans. The fans that were doing this after this.
Fans.
So they were starting a ruckus,
Uh-huh.
and they got put in their place. So people were videotaping their shit. They never aired that. They aired the Jews getting beat up, the
Okay,
Israelis.
so no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, no. But I'm just saying, more propaganda right there.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I seen the video, I'll show you the videos.
Yeah.
But they were, man.
So they were getting crazy.
I don't want to say they're comparing. You know what I mean? Like they're sending the IDF there. They're saying they have it's crazy shit what's going on there.
Really?
Like yeah, this is not that you can't, because as soon as you fight with them, you're an anti-Semite.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, fucking Bibi's like, I'm gonna fucking send the IDF there. Where the general's like, we're sending the IDF to, like, what the fuck? If you were just saying, like, you're just sending your army to another country to help your civil, like, what? And what are you gonna do here?
Wow.
So, on that note,
That is out of fucking control, man. And on that note, we'll say Tom's Free Clinic, Automotive, and Veterinarian.
If
For
the
the
Mossad,
best, for the best of all treatments.
if the Mossad kicked in the ass, now you got a big gash. Call Tom Free Clinic. So stupid. We've done it
Yeah,
since the
well,
beginning.
you know.
We've always done it. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it. All right.
You
Shout out
think
to
that we
Kiki.
would send? You think that we would send in our people for people that are stranded or fucking jacked up in other countries?
No, why would we do that?
We should.
That
but
means
we
you have
don't.
unity and you care about your people.
Right. So
remember, it's just a
Netanyahu's
religion,
not
not a
so
race,
bad
too.
about doing it.
It's just a religion, which makes it different.
Well, hopefully your church would come and get you too if the government wasn't helping. I don't know.
I don't either.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hey,
Like, follow, subscribe,
and tell
Leave a
someone about
fucking-
this.
leave a comment.
If you're listening this long, share it with someone that's like-minded. Peace.
Larry and Needle Show.